Alright, welcome back. So here we are with the grandpa of the missing boy. So the big thing with the Marauder story is you join the Marauders and they're teaching you how to swing an axe and how to be a good fighter by chopping stones. And I kid you not, you literally have to go and chop stones. Not wood, stones with an axe. And then the crabs came and attack this guy and his grandson. And the grandson tells you about the big monster that I'm about to fight and how he wants me personally, because I saved his ass from the little crabs, to defeat the big monster. Which, you know, the guild respects the boy's wishes, which I don't know why they did that. But okay, so that story plot doesn't make sense in any aspects, because there's people who are better skilled at being a marauder than me, and they just like, yeah, the boy wanted you to be his the person to stop the monster, so we'll respect the boy's wishes. And of course, so they send you off on some training missions, chop some old stone. Yes, you get to chop more stone, and to kill X amount of monsters here and there. And it looks like it's setting up for the big finale where I have to actually fight the monster from the boy. On my main character, my Marauder's only a level 15. My Gladiator's like only a level 10. And the only reason I was leveling them up was because I wanted to play as a Dark Knight for my tank. But now, since you don't have to do all that extra grinding like I was saying in the first episode, it makes it really less appealing to go and do the other faction quest lines. I mean, granted, yeah, some of them are pretty cool, I will not lie, like the Lancer class / Dragoon. That one is actually pretty good, and, you know, even though you don't need to level them up anymore, you might still want to do that because the story plot is really good. Alright, so where am I at? At least the map now is easier to read. Used to be it blew up a diagram of the entire city or area. So like, you would have this type of layout, but for the bigger map. But now they've kind of gone away with that and removed all the background clutter and that stuff. I really wish I could show you what the old map system looked like, but it was a little more on the confusing side. So I am glad that they swapped it around. I guess to a certain degree it's still there, because you can see the ocean and that stuff. I guess, let me look at, the Black Shroud. Okay, yeah. The Black Shroud used to be a real big headache to look at, but it looks like they have cleaned it up. So you can see, here it is, the Black Shroud enters into the other Sid area. to. I kind of want to put that as my top priority. And leveling up is faster in this expansion. Let's see. This is another new feature they've added. The what's it called? The recommended gears system, which is nice. So you just hit this and it will say, oh, look into your bag, you have a few upgrades, so you can go and easily upgrade. And even though you don't quite need this gear set list anymore, this was basically made for this feature right here of having to level up all the different classes. So, you know, because you were leveling up all the different classes, you would have to, literally your entire bar filled up with all the different class jobs gear levels. So I think that's kind of why it more went with this recommended button, because they know that now that you don't have to go and grind all the professions in the game. It's just easier just to hit this and the game's like, yeah, this is going to give you the best power usage of your class. And that is an in-game mech. Which I think all that stuff is actually linked to your account. So when you see someone like that, little level 1 or 5 person running around with their Battletech armor or the black chocobo, and see that's a level 12 with a... No, that person has at least a higher level character, because they don't have the newbie icon on it. But the person with the Battletech armor did have the newbie icon on it. And I believe you lose that once you get your first class to level 30. But I do believe pets and mounts is linked up to gear, or to account based. Don't quote me. I mean, I'm not an expert on this. I'm just fumbling around as much as you guys will be. But it's really fun. And one major thing they did add was the new stat, I believe, direct hit. Let's see, direct hit. Okay, so it's like a mini crit. That's really weird that they would have a mini crit and then a crit. So I think determination just basically is basically your basic power stat, where it's like the more determination you have, every ability will do X amount of points more damage. Then direct hit rating is a mini crit, and then crit is of course crit. So yeah, I think determination is basically just a type of offense attack power stat. I don't know why I couldn't just teleport. What's going on? I've attuned myself to this place. Well, okay, so the game glitched in your guys' favor because I can now show you how to attune yourself to the ethers. Voila! I'm attuning myself. So now when I hit teleport, that's one of the locations I can now teleport to. Or I can just open up the map and click on it. I don't know why it's... oh well. And I am definitely a tank, even though the Marauder was supposed to be one of the more offensive-based tanks. When you get into a group with like a ninja or someone else, well, I shouldn't say ninja because they're a rogue at this point. But when you get into a group with a rogue or an archer, you can see how fast that mob just melted. You just saw that they just killed like 3 mobs in the time it probably took me to kill one of those mobs I was fighting. Targeting in this game is not quite the best, as you can see. It just randomly picks stuff. But that's kind of one reason why all classes have AoEs, even if they're kind of weak. To be called the problem. God's below, nickel butt. Nickel butt. But yeah, if you guys do want a let's play of this, I am definitely making a new character, and you know, we could talk about naming the character and what story plot you would want to see. The NPCs they give you are really powerful. So you're more wanting to just be the tank in this story. And you also don't want to keep her alive, because the NPCs will not heal themselves. It is interesting that gigantic buffalo has been the big problem everyone's been dealing with. I think that's the closest place to my destination. Unfortunately, if you don't have your mount, it's going to take a little while to getting to place A to place B. Send some right here. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm also keeping some of my extra gear. Later on, you get little NPC companions that you get to send off into the world. You might have remembered I had showed you off the levy system and that there was a type of currency. This is actually for crafting, not the levy system. That's my quest objects. Let's see if I can find it. You get commendations for doing a good job in dungeons or PvP and that stuff. Group content. And usually it goes to the healer. But every so often, if you're like a good DPS or a good tank, you'll get the love points as well. So getting these is pretty nice. But yeah, I can't seem to... Oh well. But from the leaf system, or whatever you want to call it, the levy system, whatever, you get those random items. If you remember, one of the items on it was a coin. That coin is what you give to your little NPC companion, and they go off and do missions for you. I personally like to make them crafters and send them off to the crafting world because the crystals that you get, what I was showing earlier, this stuff actually sells for a lot. So if you want to make some money, you want to try to farm this stuff right here. This will make you a lot of money. And sometimes if you go and talk to these secondary quest people, they will have crystals as well. So there's numerous ways to getting it, but personally I just like sending off my little NPC things to go and gather me crystals and level themselves up, because you know, the crystals are valuable because they are one of the main resources in crafting, and people can make a lot of money off crafting, but they also need a lot of these crystals. And personally, it is a pain in the ass to go and level up the, what's it called? The crafter profession. Oh yeah, that's another thing. When you start a character, you can choose either a combat character or a crafter. That is something that is really cool. I've never seen that in a game besides this, where you could instantly start off with your crafting aspect. Well, I should take that back. Star Wars Galaxies remake did that, and Star Wars Galaxies also had that aspect. So, forget I said anything, but it is rare, I should say, to see a game that lets you start off as a crafter right off the bat. So yeah, that is something with this game. You know, I can start off with a quest. You know, we could start a city quest, and when we unlock the game, like is right here, you guys can comment on the game, on the videos. We want to see this class story, or this story, or that story. Because there's a lot of mini stories in this game, as well as full-fledged stories. Now I'm just going to return. And I believe level 25 I'll probably end up killing the big creature, and level 30 is when they start introducing the warrior. The job profession always starts at level 30, so 25 is going to be your last starting quest for a certain profession. I shouldn't say that because I do not know if the crafting places have a profession, have a job advancement. What the job advancement is what happens is if you look at the actions, you're limited to all this. Suddenly you get your job and it adds like an additional 10 skills to it, which is pretty nice. So not only you have the skills from your warrior aspect, but you would have, or from the marauder aspect, that's what I'm playing right now, you would get additional skills to use as a warrior. Which is kind of why you see my hotbar so empty. But if you were to look at people with in-game content, their hotbar is full. And there's only a few what is that word? There's a few exceptions to the rule, and that's being Mechanist, Black Knight, Samurai, Red Mage, and the new Healer. What was it? Oh, I can just look it up. The Astropathy. So basically, these classes were all introduced in the expansions, and they don't have a starter 1 through 30 level aspect. They just instantly drop you in at level 30 for Machinist, Astrologist, and Dark Knight. For Samurai and Red Mage, I do not know if it drops you in at 30 like the others, or does it skip you ahead, because it's part of the Bloodstorm DLC. It could go with tradition of level 30, just like all other professions or jobs. Because it was a little bit of a shocker when astrology. I'm just gonna say Dark Knight, Mechanist, and the other one to instantly drop you in at level 30 when you had like a level 50 ninja or something. Yeah, see, like, he's also starting to realize, maybe I shouldn't have just been training you and actually gone and killed the beast myself. And I'm actually a little jealous of this new character because I've gotten such a massive head start with this character that I didn't have with my other characters. So what happened was, alright, let me show off the newbie gear. So here is the newbie gear. It is automatically set to a item level 5 at level 1. Used to be it was a level 1 item level at level 1. And then if I were to go to the drowned winch, yes, that's the name of the main hub in this city, is the drowned winch, which is just further down this road. There's a special NPC there that will actually train you into your role as either as a healer, a tank, or a DPS. This guy right here. So when you get high enough level to join dungeons with a certain class, he will give you novice training, which will end up giving you a bunch of new gear. You know, brand new gun. This brand new stuff is what I got for being a tank, but it taught me how to be a tank, quote unquote. I mean, if you've been playing the game long enough, you know not to stand in crap. It's like, oh, that's a harmful attack, I better avoid it. Or, oh, there's 3 enemies grouped together, I better use an AoE. But still, you know, it's something nice to just do. Gives you a great deal of XP and gives you a really powerful gear. This is really good gear for what level it is. And I think you get this as your last achievement. Oh yeah, and that's also probably shows you. If you notice, there's this little bar along the lines of my gear. I can't remember the full details of it, but that gear is that means that gear is fully attuned to me, and I think it's used for some type of enchanting. Like I said, I'm going to be bumbling through this, so you could literally sit here and just laugh at my noobness. Well, that'll be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me, do you want to see some Final Fantasy XIV? Yes, no? If so, tell me what type of classes you would like to see, what type of city-states storylines you want to see. Do you want to see the full start to finish the Limelsa city-state, the Pirates city-state, basically. This is a city-state of pirates. Do you want to see the forest city-state? Do you want to see the desert? Let you know, it is going to be a Neko, so, you know, sorry, that's not an option for you guys. Well, maybe. My main, I do have still the DLCs, which will allow me to make the lizard people. So it's like, okay, you want the Neko or the lizard people? So, but yeah, you know, little things like this leave me hints of what you want to see with the channel. This is for your guys' entertainment, not mine. I do not get as much entertainment from making the videos as you guys would watching them. Because there's a lot of editing, there's a lot of extra work going into it, and it takes up time, and it takes up room on my hard drives. I mean, it's a lot of extra work, and I would just be more, I'd have more fun just playing the game and not making videos. So, yeah, this is for your guys' entertainment. Tell me, what do you want to see on the channel? What do you want to see? I want to know how I can be a better entertainer to you guys. Alright, well, see you guys next time.